Comment, bienvenue, welcome to another Love Entrepreneurs Show live stream starring Hilary Coslet. And today's special guest is Anita Maddock. Now, Love Entrepreneurs predicates itself on being an organization that's more of a fellowship than anything else. Our entire focus is to help each other rise up. You know what they say, the tide lifts all ships equally. So in this particular case, we refer to our flagship product, which of course is the Big Fix. And Anita has been the subject of not one, but two of those. And I'm going to pass over the baton to Hilary. Welcome both.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to go wrong. You can tell this is unscripted, can't you? You know.
And the news at 10. Boom! Yes,
yes. And today in other news, yes, exactly. No, well, I mean, Anita did two big fixes for us, and it's just wonderful to have. I want to focus, if we can, on the first one, which was in relation to her accountancy practice, and just really ask you, Anita, how did you? Because you've obviously joined our little fellowship, and you're busy referring other people. I mean, what did it make you feel like? I mean, was it helpful? Was it useful? Was it scary? Was it? Did it make you think?
Exactly. So basically, it made me go back to some basics. Obviously, when we're running a business, we just go with the flow usually, but we sometimes forget, what you need to build up on your business, and you have to reflect to see what changes you need. And obviously, the Big Fix did that for me in leaps and bounds, I would say.
But how would you say? I mean, just for people watching, right? It's all well and good you saying that and me saying that to people, and Gareth has had it done, and it is quite because the reason I started Love Entrepreneurs was because I did this process myself, and I know, and I came to the process going, oh yeah, whatever, I know it all. What are they going to be able to tell me? Well, they gave me 71 ideas that I'd never thought about. It wasn't even I'd begun to think about them. I'd never even thought they weren't there. They were just seriously not there. And I just realized, oh my gosh, this could help so many other people, right? Because sometimes the ideas from just a random person, somebody who's got nothing to do with your business at all, might be the key to success. So what sort of ideas did you get? I mean, tell the audience about your business and what, what, because we call it, by the way, I just want to say this, we call it the Big Fix, right? I don't want people to be put off that there is a problem necessarily here.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You think because it's got the word fix in it, that predicates that it must be something broken.
A lot of people go, oh, I don't need to have anything fixed. Yeah, well, okay, jog on then. We all need to have things, but for want of a better words. But what sort of stuff did you experience in the process?
I mean, obviously it was a really helpful and loving environment, that's to start with. So I felt so relaxed. It wasn't demeaning at all. I got so many different ideas from different types of people. It was actually unbelievable, and for me to then put some of those sort of ideas into practice is already changing my business. So I reflected on obviously the Big Fix report. Hilary went through it all with me, and if I had any queries, she then would break it down. And I think that's the key, really, having someone to support you, even though you are a business entrepreneur, because we all are, aren't we? That's why we're here. To actually help others as well. So going through the process and actually seeing what we can actually do. It's like you said before, it's not about a massive fix. It's about how we can actually conduct our business day to day, implementing the ideas that obviously our cohorts have actually helped us to actually sort of advise and for me, it's a real eye-opener, and I would strongly suggest everyone to go through a Big Fix, because it certainly does open your eyes to other ventures, and other streamlining, problems that you may have had. So you're removing that because you're not actually doing it yourself. You're actually getting that advice from other people looking in, not the other way around. You looking out.
And
sorry, all I was going to say was that the QR code, if you want to start the Big Fix, is the bottom left-hand corner. That if you scan that, that will start the process. But I've seen a number of people go through the Big Fix, and usually at the beginning there's a slight resistance. I've done it always this way. This is the way I perceive things, and then gradually the scales fall from people's eyes as they start seeing it through the combined eyes of all the people there, all of which may be providing inspiration and concepts that they might not have thought of, but also are providing them for an ability to not be so close up against the topic. You often get a bit, I didn't want to say blasé, but almost like you've become so used to all the cracks and the scratches that you ignore they're there. It's like when you go into someone's house and they say, "You've seen my show home," and you look around and all you can see is scratches and crayon marks on the walls and stuff like that. Of course, you don't see that because you live with it day in, day out. Did you find that actually that's what happened for you, Anita? Your attention was drawn to perhaps areas you don't normally look at.
Yeah, exactly. So one of the first things I would say to anyone is go into it with an open mind. Do not go in, defensive. So you've got to have an open mind, go with the flow of obviously the people that are helping you and amazing because they've been through the same processes, even though they're different, maybe in a different sector in business. I mean, obviously I'm an accountant, but on the other side, I've got two businesses. I'm actually a qualified holistic therapist tutor. So, they're two different sort of beasts, really. So for me to actually go through the process twice, it is a real eye-opener to what you can actually have input into your business. Definitely the scratches are there. You just, what you tend to do is you tend to sort of work through it but jump over them, and that's the way I would explain it. Pretend they're not there. It's all right. It's, but I've actually noticed in the last 4 or 5 weeks, because I had my accountancy Big Fix back, I think it was May. Yeah. And I've started putting in my mindset now, I'm putting processes in all the time. So instead of actually writing out an email like 10 times, what I'm doing now is I've now got like the templates put in place. So I'm just having to copy and paste and obviously jiggery poke a little bit. But the thing is, it's just the simple things that you don't really think about, and they're there to help you. So yeah, for me, it was a big eye opener. So
can I just ask a question? There's one thing, often people say to me, "Oh, this business wouldn't be right for a Big Fix because it's too big or it doesn't need it, whatever." Now, I've always argued, now I will argue this till I go to my grave, that it doesn't matter how big or how small the business is. It doesn't matter whether it hasn't started, whether it's just started, or whether it's a massive conglomerate. What you'll find is that the problems are exactly the same. Mm-hmm. The zeros might be different, sums may be different, but the actual problems are exactly the same. And this is the process, and this is what I try and encourage people to do, is don't show contempt prior to investigation. Be open-minded, always to move with the thing, and recognize, as Gareth said, that resistance, negative energy. Just recognize it and call it. It's the negative energy. That's the bad energy, which is our ego that wants to go, excuse me, thank you, not invented here, not interested. And we've all got it, right? Excuse me, who are you telling me what I need to do with my bloody business? It's my business. But actually, if you reverse that thinking, there may be ideas in there that can help you double up your business. So let's be honest, why are you in business? You want to make money, right? Usually, okay? So look at it as, what can I take out of all of this to double my income? who could I use within this group to collaborate with? You know, can I use the Silvertree currency to fund my business and create cash? You know, because we do that, you know, the cash balance thing too. So it is. I'm desperate to get people to really start to understand leveraging, collaborating, not just thinking about the idea, but coming in and doing a group session with us, and we may be doing some coaching together. You're a different kettle because of the way you work. You're somebody I know I probably would need to do maybe a session with. I need to put you into it. Right, this is what we need to do. Bang, go away and do it. Then we do the next thing, that, you know, rather than a whole thing. Everyone is different, right? There's no such thing as one size fits all here. So it is fast. I love people say, don't you get bored? And I'm thinking, no, never. Because through a discussion, what tends to happen, and Gareth, you've seen this, I may come up with something, you may come up with something, and then someone else comes up with something over there that adds to what we've said. And then it goes around the room, and before you know, you've got the solution. And no one individual thought of that on their own. It was a collective thing.
It was a collaborative effort, and that's why we call it a fellowship, because it's a bunch of people all working towards a common goal without necessarily wanting money in return. So the whole point about this is it's free to be part of the Big Fix. It's free to support the Big Fix. And overall, as I said before, all tides rise all ships. If we can support overall by giving back feedback that helps them do better, then in the real scheme of things, we all support each other. I mean, it sounds all a bit hippie-ish, I know, but
it sounds hippie-ish. I wanted to say this. I mean, because the problem is people don't do it. That's the problem. People talk about it, but they don't do it. And therein lies our problem. The answer to all of our problems, whether it's financial, client-based, whatever it is right in front of our eyes. Always, 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 always. It is never, it's never a million miles away. One thing, and it's gone, menopause brain has just kicked in, it's clean got out of my brain. Oh, yes. The amount of, so I remember you came in May and you said, right, I've got 62 clients or 61 clients, and I want to get to 100 this year. So you let something slip yesterday when we were talking. Okay. Where are you now in the period of just 4 weeks?
We are to 93 members, 93 clients.
How did that happen?
There we go.
Because I took on the advice of, like I say, the cohorts that were with me. So, you know, I took on how I need to build the business. Time management is a big thing with me because obviously I find it really difficult. I am someone who will help anyone, but it's about planning. You've got to plan, you know. So what I do now is I have part-time members of staff who come and help me. I plan the actual month. So it's you know, little things like that where we know we've got to do these certain tasks, and being able to you know, go out and advertise and, you know, local businesses, networking. That's how I've done it. So, you know, it's people are aware, you know, Facebook is a good tool because, you know, especially in the local area where I live, a lot of them have actually come through Facebook. And I always ask when I do the onboarding, how have you actually meant, you know, how have you ended up here with us? But obviously not in that sort of tone. You know, I just ask them, you know, how you quite nice, actually. Yeah, you know what I mean? I mean, we're very personable, and that's obviously our service, and that's because I'm a big believer in good customer service. So we're not one sat behind a desk and, you know, not communicating with my clients because that's not the way it is.
So that's the thing, right? Now, I've had people recently come and do the Big Fix who just haven't taken and done what you've done. They haven't taken the advice. They haven't done anything. They've made excuses as to, oh, I've got loads and loads of meetings. I'm thinking, right, well, if you can't even be bothered to prioritize your own business, I can't be bothered to help you, you know. And this is the thing. This is something I've been doing for years and years and years. And don't forget, somebody taught me this once upon a time. It's not as if I woke up one morning and said, I know everything, because I certainly don't know everything. I don't know very much at all. I know what I know. But the knowledge that they gave me and the tools that they gave me to really start to open my mind made me realize I need to pass this on to other people. I need to get them excited about how you, through just putting yourself into that different mind space. What if the way I'm doing it is not right? You know, because you end up in a fellowship of one. You end up in a fellowship of just me and my brain, if the brain counts as one. That is never a good fellowship, because you're your own echo chamber. You know, if you think about it, why do people do polls? Why do people do focus groups? They do it because they want to get the vibe from people. What's really happening down the streets? How am I really coming across? Am I even the right person to present the business? But it's all these tips and tricks that you get, I think, which are invaluable. And I wanted to just say too, I mean, we don't charge anything for people to do the big fix. People get a report, they do it over 2 days, and they get 2 videos. So, you know, and I'm on hand, aren't I, to sort of talk people through the process. Yes, we do coaching, and I do recommend that a lot of people at least do what I did, was sit down with a blank sheet of paper, guided, so like a guided business meditation, really. So what you do, you take them through the process of, you want that idea in their brain, you know, what would it look like? And then you take them through the process on the page to show them how it would get there. And what I promise you, once you've shown them on a piece of paper how easy it is, suddenly the scales move from their eyes, drop from their eyes, and they're like, oh my gosh. It's such a simple exercise, and yet the transformation is total. Because seeing is believing. They can see it on a piece of paper, which means they start to believe it. And then I'm donging again. And they start to use, that's from last week's dongle to an effect for those who we're not going there.
It was just an important moment. You just need to do that. That's very good.
Sorry, that's my but it is magical what can happen. But as you say, Anita, people need to be open-minded about it and willing to get rid of their ego just for an hour. And just stop trying to control the process and just flow with it and explore. What if?
Well, there's been a flurry of people watching, which is lovely. We've had a couple of messages come through. There we go. A couple of unknown users, which just means their privacy settings are set. So that's quite a useful one. And the final one we've had is this one, which is everybody's some sort of issue, regardless of size. How true.
Yeah, totally.
But what I was going to do is in this part of the show, I draw attention to Anita Maddock. Very kindly come on to talk about this stuff. Very kind of you. If you want to start your accountancy wellness journey, I like that. Accountancy wellness. Please, can you scan that QR code top right? That'll be your first starting point. They'll talk to you about her accountancy. I'm sure Anita will be only too pleased to talk to you about the other side of her coin once you get there. But please,
the other side of her coin. You're making everyone worry. I'm loving that phrase. The other side of her coin. Yes,
that's right. Exactly, because she is a multifaceted human being. And on that basis, if you at least start the conversation, all sales, all business interactions have to start with a conversation between one person and another. And we're inviting her to do this. She's been through the big fix, so she's brimful of ideas, and she's there ready to help you. Everyone who's part of the fellowship at Love Entrepreneurs is always there to help you, not to help them. Just bear that in mind. And I just want to draw attention once again to our QR code, bottom left, where beside the loveentrepreneurs.com thing. If you want to scan that, you can start your big fix journey. It costs you a grand total of £0 and 0 pence. We can't say any cheaper than that. And out of that, you get 2 sessions just for yourself, 2 sessions, and wonderful Larry writes you a report that you get all this for nothing. I know, ridiculous. Stop it. Of course it is. It's an amazing stuff. We've got a couple more. Francois from South Africa. Is it worth it? Yes, of course it's worth joining the Big Fix, Francois.
Francois asking that after hearing this. Yes, absolutely, Francois. Why are you asking that question? Come and be curious, Francois.
Look, somebody else has jumped in there. It's open to everyone, regardless. Thank you very much, unknown LinkedIn user.
We have people, can I say unknown LinkedIn user and Francois? We have people from South Africa. We have people from America. We have people from France, Germany, Africa, Uganda, Australia. But the time is always, how do you join? Right.
Look, let's see that QR code bottom left. Scan that QR code or visit love-entrepreneurs.com. Yes, it's right there.
So on the QR code, Gareth, I'm assuming is my number, right? My UK number, WhatsApp.
No, it goes to the link to start the Big Fix.
Okay, so would it be an idea for us to put my just for people who are watching?
Chat, and I'll put it up on the screen.
Sorry, what was that? I was busy talking.
In the private chat in the corner.
Oh, okay, right.
I will put it up on the screen for you, whichever number you fancy me putting out.
Yes, not my not that one, Gareth.
Not your only pans number.
Yeah.
Not after the 9 p.m. That's the flat line number.
Well, did you hear I called it only pans because it sells cookware? All right, hang on.
Okay, I thought you were referring to Pans. I thought you were referring to Pans people. Do you remember that?
That's it, Pans people.
Oh yeah, remember that.
I'll tell you a story about that. My wife used to compete in these silly contests when she was a kid at Butlins, and her mother decided she was going to be Pans people, and she turned up with a leather belt round her waist with pots and pans hanging from it.
Oh gosh,
it's great. It's great. I love that. So Larry Coslet will be pleased to take your call. Here is the number.
Just basically WhatsApp me. That's fine, Francois, or anyone else who wants to chat about the Big Fix and what we do. We've got one today at 2:00 UK time. You're very welcome to join in. Just send me a WhatsApp message or call me, and I can talk you through the process. All are welcome. Now, on something else, I just wanted to say this about Gareth and his new business. Now, Gareth doesn't know this yet, but Gareth has got another business that he just set up, whose name I'm not going to mention.
I'm prepared for this. Go on, carry on.
No, because this is really good, because you do some amazing things for people, but you're also morphing into an area that I know you've wanted to do for a long period of time, and that is help other people with sales and telesales and telemarketing and getting lead generations for them. I know you also do the LinkedIn profiles. You do a lot of media for people. You do a lot of digital for people. So you're now more.
And I do this kind of service for people,
and you do
live streams and podcasts. Well,
this is an example of a business growing right into itself, right? Because you're realizing, wow, okay, I'm doing LinkedIn. Well, what else can I do for people? I can do this. Oh, what else can I do for people? Now, this service, this sort of sales service type of thing, we haven't done a Big Fix on this, but we need to, because this, I am really convinced this could be crucial for everybody within Love Entrepreneurs. Because can you imagine if we didn't have to pay for a full salesperson all the time, how much money we would save? Because many people can't move sales forward. But if we had somebody like Gareth and his team to help us with that, just on a time basis, this is really what we're talking about. Now, Gareth's got loads of experience in this. What do we all need? We need clients and we need leads. What can't we do? Get clients and get leads. What happens if we can get clients and get leads? We get overwhelmed. We've got no bloody time to do the work that we're supposed to be doing in the first place, right? So it's a zero. It's not a good fix for anyone.
It's not a good fix for a big fix, right? Oh, what I was gonna say is, we are closely associated with a parallel currency, not a cryptocurrency. Before anybody
parallel universe.
Yes, well, that as well. Several parallel universes in my case, Ellery. Yeah, so we are closely associated with a parallel currency called silver. I offer all my services, the first £100 of it in silver, which means that you don't have to spend so much more of your precious cash in making it working.
On that subject,
Yes.
so my day job, if you like, is I run a law firm. So one of the things that we do in Love Entrepreneurs, one of the main motivators, is not only do we nurture and help, we provide actual solutions. And one of the solutions we provide is we fund businesses. So we do it through very innovative and different ways, again, which is why we encourage you to come with an open mind. If you want to understand how people like Elon Musk do it, this is the sort of stuff that they do. They think very differently. So come and learn, you know, come and learn. And they're not difficult skills to learn. Once you've got the info, you'll be away, you'll be soaring, you'll be seriously ahead of the competition. So click on that link, do what you need to do. Ideally, WhatsApp me, because that is much faster for me to respond to. I guess closing comments, Mr. Wax, what would you like to say?
Closing comments. If you are doing a brilliant job, being most successful in your business, everything is going just right this second, the big fix is for you, because at some point you're going to want to change direction, increase, improve, diversify, and preparation prevents piss poor performance. I think that is a maxim we can all hang our hats on, even if you don't wear hats. And so that's it. If you are in a position where you're wondering why your business that you thought in your bedroom everyone was going to go for and it hasn't taken off, the big fix is for you. If you are middling and pottering around and you want to take your home one woman, one man business and make it into something that really brings home the bacon, the big fix is for you. Are you getting the message? The big fix is for you. You should try it. It will cost you nothing and you will gain everything. And it's such a simple, easy process to get involved with, and you get a wonderful report from Larry afterwards. And there's nobody saying, oh, on the basis of this, you need to pay X, Y, and Z. There's none of that. There's no catch. The benefits are all out there. And I also recommend that you start looking at Love Entrepreneurs as a very relevant, easy, good value. Can I call it that? Good value organization to be involved with. It certainly helps me. I've become really good friends with people in there purely because they've given me support when I needed it without me necessarily having to say, please, will you help me? It's an amazing organization to be with, and Ellery is involved in both. And she also is a damn fine lawyer and has got me out of jail free a number of times. I'm not actually jail, but, you know, close enough. But until next time, I want to thank Anita for taking time out of her busy day to be with us. My God, it looks like it's blowing a hoolie out there behind you. And Ellery, as ever, thank you for supporting us little entrepreneurs out there trying to become bigger fish in a bigger pond. And to all of you watching, and thank you. There's been so many messages. Very kind. What I would say is start with the big fix, just so you can get a temperature of where you're at. You can come back and do another big fix in a year's time or something and see whether or not there are new ideas that can be brought to the table. There's no restriction there, but it's worth it you doing it, because you will get sets of eyes on your situation that perhaps you've never had before. Ellery, do you want to say a final word?
Yeah, I'd like to say a final word. So for those who are worried about, you don't have to do a big fix. You can come along and look at what we're doing. I want to put if I can find it, I would like to put a link in the chat, if I may.
Yes.
Or if I'm going to send it to you on WhatsApp.
Oh.
Gareth, I don't know if that works or if I can.
It works.
This is the big fix that we do. We do 4 sessions a week of the big fix, and we've got one, as I say, at 2 o'clock today, and one at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Now, this is an interesting one today, because this is about a lady who has set up a dating agency called The One. And she's also got another business called Range Communications. And you can actually see, she came on with us a couple of weeks ago, to talk about her big fix. So if you go to LinkedIn and you just put in Love Entrepreneurs, you will see all the people who have already done big fixes with us giving feedback. So this is what we do for you. We give you a presentation like this and we send it out to our mailing list. And people can, the big fix process is free. But my first suggestion to all of you would be, have an informal chat with me to start with, and come along if you can today. And just start coming along to them. Get a feel for what we're really doing, and get a feel for the community first. And don't believe a word that I'm saying or that we're saying. Come and feel it for yourself. There is no substitute for how you feel. So that's my offer to you. Come have a look.
Well, I think it's time for me to wrap it up. Thank you very much, Anita. Thank you very much, Hilary. And to all of you out there, keep your feet on the ground, keep reaching for the stars, and please try and look after your mental health.
Wash your hair.
And Hilary, wash your hair. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.